I just got back from Hawaii driving Toyota's all-new 3-row crossover, the Grand Highlander. I'll be able to share my driving impressions on May 30th, and that is a precursor, absolutely, to this vehicle, the Lexus TX, a much-needed 3-row crossover to fight against the MDX, Q7s, etc. I will reveal the vehicle here on the channel hands-on, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But let's dive into the pictures that Lexus has just released about its all-new 3-row crossover. But before we get in the TX, I had to share this LC500 that I saw on the streets yesterday. Gorgeous. We got the infrared paint color with the toasted caramel interior. It was just pure bliss as it was coming up from behind me. That's what she said. But check this out. Scanlan tramp stamped the LC500, making it barf-tastic. I couldn't believe this. I was so angry seeing this on the streets. It still gets me fired up. Can't wait to see you guys and your reaction to the worst tramp stamp on a $100,000 vehicle I've ever seen in my lifetime. But let's get into the TX. We're over at the Lexus newsroom here, coming June 8th. First ever Lexus TX. Mark your calendars for 8 p.m. Eastern time for the full reveal of the Lexus TX. And that's also the time that coincides with the reveal of the Lexus GX. So guys, stay tuned. I can't wait to bring it to you guys. But check this out. We have new images going on for the TX. So let me pull them up in large format. First image, door panel. Mark Levinson's the first thing that sticks out to me. This is going to be a massive improvement from, let's say, the Grand Highlander's JBL. And I don't see any wood in here. So just kind of soft touch all the way around. Now, this almost looks like suede at first sight, but no, it's more of like a soft touch leather-like material. I would expect it to be Nulux, which is their synthetic leather. And just like the RX, or very similar to the RX anyways, the door panel kind of continues onto the dash, and you kind of have this double dash effect with a lower dash and an upper dash. Not a lot to see about the glove box. We have, okay, well, this is pretty self-explanatory here. This is going to be the likely the 14-inch screen, while the Grand Highlander has a 12-inch screen, but I'm guessing this is the 14-inch screen with the large rotary dial here for passenger climate control. We see this on the NX and RX and the RZ, this exact same setup. You see the heated and ventilated seat toggles here that are blurred out. It is touchscreen only for climate control, maybe other than like the defrost buttons. We have this aluminum piece that goes underneath the vents. I guess it could be an F Sport model, but I highly doubt it because we don't see like a two-tone effect. Typically, there's a two-tone effect going on for an F Sport, whether it's white or black or even blue sometimes, but that's more mainly for like F models or special edition F full-blown like RCF GSF anniversary stuff. But not a whole lot to see here other than the side mirror is that, you know, out of the parts bin for Lexus. Now, when I see this, my immediate thought was this looks a lot like Grand Highlander. And why do I say that? Well, my eyes go to the second row here. And oh, by the way, there looks to be there only 2 seats in the back. So this is a 6-seater model where the Grand Highlander is a 7 or 8-seater. All right, so 3 rows of 2 seats. All right, so we don't have power seats here, which is not really needed, I would say. But this is the exact same mechanism here for controlling the Grand Highlander's second row. So you pull this level, well, they even have the numbers here. So that you pull this lever first, and that folds the upper cushion forward a little bit. Now this will fold the cushion flat, so you have a flat floor, and this one will slide the seat forward and back on its rails that you can see right here. Now also, like the Grand Highlander, we have armrests, I believe, that fold down in the middle. And also, like the Grand Highlander, you have this piece here that is removable. So it kind of sits on this rail system here, or kind of peg system that kind of clicks into. And you should be able to remove this, which is amazing. I love that feature to remove it. It's not nearly as luxurious as, let's say, the MDX, which is like a full-on leather seat that you can fold down and remove. And when you fold down that leather middle seat. It has like cup holders on it, so not nearly as luxurious, I would say, as an MDX with its folding middle seat there. We do have sunshades in the back, which is standard, I think. I probably can't say. I might be under embargo. I'm still under embargo, but I know the rear sunshades are available on the Grand Highlander. So I'm not gonna say which trim levels. All right, and the seats here look pretty basic. So not F Sport seats by any means, because F Sport seats again would be red or just have more detail to them. This is a very basic looking interior here for a Lexus, and hopefully we have some really juicy interior colors to brighten this up. I'll put in some images of the Grand Highlander's Portobello interior color, which has some fake wood and it has a nice tan interior to it. I'd like to see more of that tan interior here as well on the GX, but obviously a more luxurious variant. All right, we actually might have some wood here in, I guess, in the center console area with a little aluminum maybe on top of it. Also, another flag that this is not an F Sport. We don't have F Sport embossed onto the headrest. But let's go back to the middle portion here. And then looking at the armrest, these buttons on the front will flip it up like, I don't know, opening as like a cupboard. All right. So each individual passenger, I guess, will have a folding up, it looks like, because this looks to be the hinge here. I guess it's possible it could fold all like upwards like that, but more than likely it opens like a cupboard. Let's see here. These are your typical buttons for Lexus NX and RX right here, and even RZ if I remember right. So you'll have your brake hold button. You'll have parking brake. You'll also have maybe like your off-roading button. You'll maybe also have like traction control around here as well. It's hard to say what this is. I guess it could be like a wireless charger, but more than likely just a storage port there. But really basic seats here. There's not a lot of detail to them. You can see some really basic stitching going up the spine area. But overall, it looks very similar to the Grand Highlander. And I'll see you guys down below on your thoughts of these seats. And I'm going to go over to some other news coming out of the Supra Mark V forums. We got some patented carbon fiber seats from Toyota. They also could be Lexus. Some people are thinking that they could be for the LFR, which is a spiritual successor to the LFA. Twin turbo V8, we're expecting possibly hybrid or plug-in hybrid. But these carbon fiber seats look incredible. They look like they're out of a futuristic video game, to be honest. And the rumors going around is that Toyota is really expanding at the Motomachi plant their carbon fiber production. We know carbon fiber started with the LFA. They built their own carbon fiber weaving loom, and it's been really disappointing, in my opinion, on their F products as well as their F Sport products to not have carbon fiber as a trim. They instead would rather, put, some detailed aluminum in there. But it looks like they might be going full ham in the era of electrification and utmost performance to go carbon fiber here to reduce weight and increase performance, increase range, etc. I had to make a cut. I got the 4Runner 40th anniversary edition sitting in the driveway. I had to just swap the Volvo C40 for that. But here we are over at the Toyota newsroom. We have an update on the production line boosting hybrid vehicle capabilities. Now, I would love to see if they had any slideshow here going on, but check this out. We're at the Georgetown, Kentucky, the largest Toyota plant in the world. And this is the first line of its kind for Toyota in North America, meaning they have a line of its kind probably in Japan as well, at least one. This is a flex line representing $145 million previously announced in the investment. It can produce 3 different engine types simultaneously on one line, making Toyota Kentucky the only plant. Oh, we just said that. So these engines are the 2.4 turbo that we see in the Hybrid Max, as well as the new Tacoma 2.4 liter. You see it in the Highlander, Grand Highlander, the Lexus products. It is a replacement for the 2GR 3.5 liter V6 and a 2.5 liter engine for hybrid Toyota and Lexus vehicles. So this is the A25A FXS engine. And notice how they don't say for naturally aspirated 2.5 liter engines, because they have the A25 FKS engine, which is the naturally aspirated version of it that we see in, let's say, the ES 250 all-wheel drive, the RAV4, the Camry, etc. It's in everything. So interestingly that they mention it for hybrid only Toyota and Lexus products. Makes me think we're probably getting pretty close to where the base models for Toyota vehicles are hybrids. Look, the Sequoia's base hybrid, as well as the Sienna and the Harrier/Venza. So the ability to increase hybrid volume as needed to meet customer demand. So they're ramping up hybrids. This is exactly what customers want. At least, gosh, the vast majority in America are not ready for electric vehicles due to infrastructure and just the long recharge times with people's schedules. So hybrids are going to be in huge demand in the coming years, and Toyota is going to be, I feel like, one of the few brands, maybe Hyundai, Honda, maybe Ford, to really meet that demand and deliver some amazing hybrids. Remember, it says 3 different engine types. So we said the turbo, the naturally aspirated, those are both 4 cylinders, but what is the third engine type? TMMK Powertrain Plant supplies engines to 6 of the automaker's 7 vehicle plants across North America, and in December 2023, it will become the sole manufacturer of dual-stacked hydrogen fuel cell modules for use in commercial heavy-duty trucks. So there you go. So this is over at Automotive News, this next article, and Toyota's investing massively in battery electric vehicles, but they don't expect any massive changes to happen in the near future with battery technology. Gil Pratt, Toyota's chief scientist, says lithium-ion consumption using contemporary EVs and hybrids will be likely the go-to for another 10 to 20 years. And they're investing like crazy in new types of batteries, but they're very pragmatic and honest about these things. And it's high risk, high reward research. He talks about lithium iron phosphate, how it's an option, but it's not really a substitute for traditional lithium ion. We know that, well, we know it's safer LFP batteries, but they don't have the energy density of lithium ion, unfortunately. He talks about the benefits of sodium ion batteries, not really in vehicles, but for stationary power packs and to back up your house, things like that. Toyota plans to plow $14 billion into battery development through 2030. Gil Pratt has said this before, how he says lithium is going to be constrained for 20 years. Look, it takes forever for lithium mines to come online, and the demand is like doubling every single year. So there's going to be a huge bottleneck for lithium, and he doesn't think it's going to be resolved until 20 years from now. And a large part of that will be recycled lithium from batteries coming back in, but they got to make batteries to recycle them. But he does say solid-state batteries should help relieve the lithium because they're more efficient in theory, and they also require about half the amount of lithium than a traditional liquid lithium-ion battery. But he says those batteries are years away and may take even longer to go mainstream. So we're probably talking, guys, solid-state batteries at a massive scale in battery electric vehicles for the masses. We're probably talking about 10 to 15 years minimum is my guess. But I got to wrap this up. Also come back June 5th. We have the reveal of this guy, the LBX. It is probably a B platform vehicle like the Yaris Cross for Australia and Europe, maybe even Japan. But it's not on the American websites, so it's not going to come here, unfortunately. Also, come back on the 7th because I'm really excited to see what the EX30 is all about for Volvo, a smaller, fully battery electric vehicle, a more affordable one. The C40 just left my driveway. I haven't finished my review on it, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I'm really excited to see what this more affordable, upscale EX30 can bring for Volvo. I'm expecting around 250 miles of range, and 250 horsepower is really all anyone would need in a small city EV. But I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more Lexus reveals in the coming days. We're very, very close, and it's possible Lexus could keep teasing us with more interior, exterior shots of the GX and TX in the coming days. So I can't wait to share that. I would actually assume that the GX would be the next teaser game from Lexus, since they've shown us the TX, which was one of the most, here, I'll be honest, one of the most disappointing teasers I've ever seen on the inside of that TX, because it really felt like and looked like a Grand Highlander. But I'm going to shut it down there. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself because we haven't seen the whole vehicle yet, and maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. So jury's still out. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one, and peace.